Hello and welcome to day 13. So today we are going to be focusing on hips, doing some exercises to keep our hips nice and happy. So let's come on to all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to do our cat and cow stretch. So you're rounding the spine, head and tailbone drop down. And then arching the back, head and tailbone go up. And again, rounding. And arching. Good. And we're just going to take the shoulder towards the hip, just having a little side bend. Good. And just circling the pelvis other way. Good. All right, we're going to come on to our side. Let's come all the way down for today. We'll come all the way down for today. We are going to make sure we have a gap in the waist. Hips are stacked, we're bending the legs, feet are in line with the bum. So breathing in, you're going to breathe out, take the knee up and down. Squeeze the glutes, make sure this hip isn't dropping back. Breathing out, breathing in. And one more. Good. Bring the feet forward so it's more like the hips are and knees are in line with the hips, feet are in line with the knees. It's like you're sitting on a chair. You still have that gap in the waist. So this time we're going to lift the knee and the foot in line with each other. So you're going to breathe out, lift and low. Again, keeping the pelvis nice and still, making sure that top hip doesn't drop back. Two more. Last one, I want you to hold it up. We're going to bring the knee down, the heel goes up, and then you're going to take the heel down, the knee goes up. So you're alternating internal, external rotations. And if you find it feels a little bit hard to reach the heel, bring the foot in, and it just makes it a bit easier. And stops the hip coming out of place. I mean out of alignment, not the hip comes out. Please make sure the hip doesn't come out. Last one. Good. Okay. We're going to do some internally rotated lifts. So taking the heel up, knee is pointing down. So it might be your heel is quite high. You might find it's a small rotation for you. But we want to maintain the leg in that angle, so knees pointing down. You're going to lift the thigh and down. Make sure when you lift the knee doesn't come up and you're not dropping the foot. So breathe out, lift, breathe in, down. Really feel this working. And last one. Good, foot comes down. We're going to do circles as well, so we're going to extend that top leg, really reach the leg and the hip away from you. Let's go for a football today. So you imagine there's a football, the tip of your toes, engage the core, squeeze the glutes, and draw nice, smooth circles. As you draw these circles, the hips are not moving. So really lengthen the leg away from you. Back the other way. Good, and relax. Good. We're going to do one more in this position. So we're going to extend the bottom leg, and the top leg we are turning so the knee is pointing up. So you might find your top hip drops back a bit. That's okay, just make sure you're not completely losing control. We're still aiming to keep it as level as we can. So from here, you are going to take the leg up, stretch it away, bring it in. Stretch it away, bring it in. If you feel wobbly, you can bend the bottom leg. That just gives you a bit more stability. But if you can, keep it straight. So your knee is pointing up the whole time. So make sure that when you're straightening it, and especially when you come down, you don't bring the knee to face forwards. It stays rotated up towards the ceiling. One more. Good, and relax. Good. So we're just moving the leg in all sorts of ways. Good for the hip. You probably felt the glutes working because they are. Let's swap sides. Coming all the way down, making sure you've got a gap in the waist, your hips are stacked, legs are bent, and here comes my cat. So feet in line with the bum, big toes stay together, breathing in, you're going to breathe out, open the knee towards the ceiling and down, making sure this top hip doesn't drop back. Breathe out, breathe in, squeeze the glutes. That will help stabilize the hips, engage the core muscles. They're all working together to support your pelvis. And one more. Good. Let's bring the feet forward so it's like you're sitting on a chair. Knees in line with the hips, feet in line with the knees. And we're going to lift the foot and the knee together. So breathing out, breathing in. Making sure that top hip stays stacked on top of the bottom one. I think my cat's on screen and currently he's licking his leg. Not what we need to see when we're doing Pilates. 2 more. Good. So holding it up, we're going to bring the knees together, heels together. And remember, if you need to make a bit easier, not easier, but more comfortable, bring the bottom foot back. So that you can reach it more comfortably. So internally rotating, externally rotating. Good. Let's internally rotate so that knee is pointing down, the heel is up. Make sure this hip isn't dropping forward. We're going to breathe that lift and lower. Keep it at that angle, pointing down. Make sure the knee doesn't lift up, as in past the foot. Three more. And 2. And last one. Good. Let's do our circles. So extending that top leg and hip are stretching away. Engaging the core, squeezing the glutes. Imagine a football. You are drawing a nice smooth circle, keeping the hips nice and still. back the other way. Two, one, and relax. Good. Okay, let's do our last one. So we're going to straighten that bottom leg, knees pointing up, keep those hips stacked, engage the core, squeeze the glutes. You're going to breathe out, take that leg up, stretch it away as you bring it back down, and keeping the knee pointing up the whole time. And we're going to do two more. Good, and relax. Good. Okay. We're going to do a couple more. We're going to do some on our front, and then we'll do some on all fours as well. Some nice rotations. So hands on top of each other, forehead down. Think about your hips pushing down into the mat. Relaxing upper body. Stretch the legs back. Stretch your tailbone back. Squeeze the glutes. You're breathing in. You're going to breathe out. Lift and lower. As you lift, stretch the leg back. Keep the leg nice and straight. Make sure your hips aren't tilting side to side, and make sure you're not losing contact between the hip and the mat. If you want to, you can keep going, but with double legs, so you're squeezing glutes, engaging core, both legs lift and lower. If it feels too much, keep going with single legs. Let's do four more. And 3 and 2 and last one. Good. Give the hips a little shake. Okay, we're going to come to all fours. So hands on the shoulders, knees on the hips. This is a really nice stretch for the hip flexor and for the spine. So we're going to take the left leg back. From here, you're going to breathe in. You're going to breathe out, turn that left hip up towards the ceiling. So you're squeezing the right glutes, and then come back level. If I just show you with the other leg so you can see what the rest of my body is doing. So both arms stay straight, chest is parallel. You're going to twist the hip up and then down. So I want you to make sure that as you do this, so we're sticking to the left side first, you're not bending the right arm to help you. And it's really about keeping the spine in alignment with the top part as you twist that hip up to really open up the hips, get that stretch in the hip flexors. So breathing out, breathing in. Let's do the last one. Good, let's swap legs. And last one. Good, relax, push back into shell stretch. Good, coming to all fours, bring your right knee to right wrist, slide the right foot over to the left, slide the left leg back, and then coming down, keeping your hips level. You can bring the head all the way down or as low as feels good, giving the glutes a nice stretch. Good. Coming back up, and let's swap sides. So left knee to left wrist, slide the left foot over to the right, slide the right leg back, and then coming down to where it feels good. Good, and coming up. Let's sit up nice and tall. Shoulders are back. Breathing in and out. And again. And out. One more. And out. And well done. So yeah, that was more work on our hips today. A lot of glute stuff as well, but that's really good for our hips, and moving the leg in lots of different ways just keeps our hips nice and happy and healthy, so it doesn't stiffen up. Like things like internal, external rotations, we don't usually do movements like that, so really good to do it to keep our hips happy. So yeah, any questions or comments, drop them in the comments, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and you'll get updates of new Pilates videos that I put out. And if you are wanting more Pilates in your life, go and check out my website. The link is in the description, and you can join our live Pilates classes. You can join the Pilates membership, where you get access to hundreds, more than 400 videos that I've already uploaded, and there's a 25% discount on your first month when you join. So go and check it out, and yeah, and I look forward to having you in my Pilates community.